Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of my Utah Jazz MyGM on the Xbox One here on Klein 92 TV. Heading into this episode, I'm going to make the trade that I know a lot of you have been waiting for. I finally trade away Gordon Hayward, and I trade him and the Timberwolves first round pick for Victor Oladipo and Tobias Harris. And looking at that trade, it does work out well for both teams. The Magic get Gordon Hayward, who has a high salary, but they're probably getting a top 3 pick in the draft. And while the Jazz are losing that top 3 pick, we're getting Victor Oladipo, who's probably going to be our shooting guard for the future, along with Tobias Harris, who's going to be a free agent at the end of this season, which means we're going to have a lot of cap space going into the free agency. And there is a trade that I was highly considering at the beginning of this episode. Derek Favors, essentially for Kevin Love. I don't know why Kevin Love has a lower rating in this game, but I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think of that trade? I considered making it, but I'm kind of happy that I didn't make it before playing this game, because you're going to see that Derek Favors, up until this episode, he's been playing decent on our team. I think he averages around like 12 to 16 points a game, but this is going to easily be his top performance all season. Looking at the conference standings, you can see that the Jazz are, I think, the 6th worst team in the entire NBA. Meanwhile, the Wizards are the 5th worst team. So if the season were to end today, we would get the 5th and the 6th pick of the draft. And when that time comes, I'm actually considering trading away one of those picks to get a top 2 pick in the draft. Because just imagine if we had Jahlil Okafor or Karl Anthony Towns on this team. If we partnered one of those guys up with Derek Favors, that would just be a dominant combo in the paint. And on top of that, Larry Sanders and Hassan Whiteside only have 1 year left on their contracts, so one of those guys is probably going to leave us in free agency. So heading into this episode, we have 2 new additions to the starting lineup, Tobias Harris and Victor Oladipo, and it's just weird seeing these guys in Jazz uniforms, but they do look great in them. Oladipo is running a little pick and pop with Larry Sanders. Derek Favors on the glass and getting that shot to go underneath the basket, and we take an early lead in this game. And right from the beginning, the Kings could not do much. The one player that I feared the most was Rudy Gay. Not to say that Darren Collison and DeMarcus Cousins aren't great players as well, but it seems like in this game, Rudy Gay is always the one player on the Kings that I have difficulty stopping. But Rudy Gay just did not produce in this entire game, so we have a 2-point lead on the Kings. Rudy Gay has the ball on the left side. He's going to pass it over to Darren Collison. At the middle of the court, DeMarcus Cousins is coming with the screen, and why is Ben McLemore left open for 3? He knocks down that shot. So up until this point in the game, neither team has really jumped out to a lead. Both teams have been playing decent on offense. We're setting a play up here for Tobias Harris. The new member of the Utah Jazz makes that mid-range jumper. So the Kings have the ball down by 1 point. Trey Burke is playing some nice defense. He gets the steal, and we're running a fast break. It's 2-on-1. Pass it over to Victor Oladipo for the slam on the left side of the hoop. Welcome to the Utah Jazz, and you can see with that celebration that Oladipo is definitely happy with his new team. Look at this crazy dunk. In the past 2 episodes, we've had some great fast breaks, and this is definitely going to be added to that playlist. You can see Oladipo pointing to the crowd. He is not fazed at all by the new setting, and it looks like he's going to be our shooting guard for the future. And you know, after an amazing dunk like that, Victor Oladipo is going to come back and make another layup. So the Kings have the ball. Rudy Gay for 3. He misses that. DeMarcus Cousins gets the ball. He gets blocked. He gets it again. And a second block on defense. The Jazz are going to run the fast break over to Tobias Harris. Back to Oladipo for a second slam. Oladipo is catching fire in this game. And just look at that magic connection. Tobias Harris to Victor Oladipo. Those guys have been playing together for a while, so you know they're going to have some chemistry. Starting off the second quarter, it is just a 4-point game in Utah. Our bench unit is out there. They just saw that amazing alley-oop between Tobias Harris and Victor Oladipo. KJ McDaniels to Iman Shumpert for a second alley-oop in a row. You know that we're just competing with one another right now for those alley-oops. Here we have it on the fast break. The Kings are just storming the paint. They think we're going to throw an alley-oop. Iman Shumpert in the corner for 3. And the Jazz are trying to break away at this point, so we have the ball. The shot clock is winding down. Otto Porter Jr. off the bench. The quick 3, and that goes through. The Jazz have a 9-point lead, and this may be the largest lead we have ever had in this series, but you know DeMarcus Cousins, he is the leader of the Kings. He's going to try to take his team back with that mid-range jumper. So here's Darren Collison passing it out to Cousins, over to Stauskas in the corner, and we leave him wide open for three. I do not want to blow this game like we did the last two episodes, and if we want to keep this lead, we got to give the ball to our best player, Derek Favors, in the paint. But Victor Oladipo wants to prove to us that he can ball as well. He's going to cross over Ben McLemore into the paint for that dunk. He's just getting a full highlight reel in his opening game. 2 minutes left in the first half. Carl Landry has a wide open layup. He misses it, and we're going to run the fast break up to Dante Exum. He sees Tobias Harris, and another alley-oop. We've thrown, I think, 3 alley-oops this game, and that is the most we've done this entire series. So the Kings get the ball over to Rudy Gay in the corner, and for some reason, whenever we get a nice play on this team, the Kings come right back and make a 3. So here is Darren Collison, a hand in his face. Boogie gets it underneath with the buzzer beater to end the first half, and we will actually go into the second half down by 3 points. And I know a lot of you are going to be surprised by the score right now, especially since we had a lot of highlight plays in the second quarter of our game. But in the last 3 minutes of the first half, we gave up the lead, and now the Kings have a lead going into the second half of this game. Looking at the first half stats, Derek Favors almost has a double-double going into the second half. On the Kings side of things, they have Darren Collison and DeMarcus Cousins leading the way in terms of statistics. So going into the second half, we are only down by 3 points, and the Jazz are going to do whatever it takes to walk away with the win up against the Kings. We already lost 2 heartbreaking games in the past 2 episodes. I cannot deal with another loss like that. So the ball is on the left side of the court over to Rudy Gay. He's going to try to pass it down low. Victor Oladipo with the amazing defensive awareness over to Trey Burke for the dunk. And I didn't even know Trey Burke could dunk in this game. I didn't think he had the hops to do it. But there you go. We're going to pass it to Oladipo in the corner now. And he is just doing everything for this team. He's making steals, he's dunking the ball, and he's also making threes. Look at Hassan Whiteside in the paint. I think that is Andre Miller playing defense on him. You cannot have your point guard playing defense on our center. And here is a second lazy defensive play. They're leaving KJ McDaniels wide open for that three-pointer. Nick Stauskas has the ball, just seconds left on the shot clock, and he's going to have to chuck up that outside shot. We're going to give it to Tobias Harris on the fast break. He's not the fastest guy, but look at him avoid that charge past Andre Miller. So the Jazz retake the lead up by 4 points. The Kings are going to give it to Andre Miller on the left side. And look at this fadeaway at the free throw line over Hassan Whiteside, and that goes through. Stauskas is going to try to force that layup. Derek Favors with the rebound up to Iman Shumpert, but he would get stopped by Rudy Gay. He's going to cross him over to the right side and get that tough contested layup at the hoop. Now we have a 6-point lead. Heading into the fourth quarter, Darren Collison crosses over Trey Burke, but he blows the layup at the hoop. We're going to try to run the fast break, but look at Rudy Gay playing defense. He steals the ball up to DeMarcus Cousins, and they get that layup. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Otto Porter has the ball, and look at this cheap animation. We completely lucked out on this play, and maybe this is the sign that 2K is finally going to give us a win. Time is running out for the Kings. Ben McLemore has the ball. He's going to take it out, pass it to Darren Collison. A hand in his face, and he still makes that shot. About 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you know we're going to try to put the ball in the hands of Victor Oladipo, and he finds KJ McDaniels on the right wing for that three-pointer. We have a 7-point lead. Boogie has the ball, and for some reason, Victor Oladipo is trying to play defense on him. I don't understand why they switched on that play. Neither team is willing to budge at this point. Both teams are going at it and just scoring back and forth. Carl Landry at the low block over Tobias Harris, and now it's just a 3-point game. And you know, in these clutch situations, we have 2 options on offense for this team, Victor Oladipo and Derek Favors. Oladipo had his moments earlier in the game, so we're going to try to give it to Favors now. He has Carl Landry playing defense on him. He's going to take advantage of that mismatch and make that fadeaway to the right side, and we're just going to keep going going at it. Derek Favors back into the post, and they're not bringing the double teams. He will make that little hook shot on the left side, so the Kings get the ball. 2 minutes left, down by 7. They're going to give it to DeMarcus Cousins in the paint, and he is just bullying Hassan Whiteside in this game. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. I want to get this win so badly. I wish the game would just end. I fall for the pump fake there, and Ben McLemore makes it a 5-point game. Under 1 minute, and Darren Collison has the ball. I know they're going to give it to Boogie in the paint. I'm hoping that we can get some clutch defense, and he misses the shot. Tobias Harris gets fouled, and it's going to turn into a foul shooting game. He would make 1 out of 2 free throws, so here are the Kings. Ben McLemore with the 3. He misses it, and Carl Landry picks up the slack, so it is just a 4-point game now, and this looks oddly familiar, a lot like last episode. And here goes Victor Oladipo, the new member of the Utah Jazz, to the foul line. Here is the first free throw. It is up, and he misses the first one. Luckily for us, we still have a 2-possession lead, and he would make the second free throw. All we need right now is one stop. Oladipo falls over on defense, and McLemore misses the 3. We get the rebound, and we're just trying to waste as much clock as possible. Look at Tobias Harris running away from the defense, and Rudy Gay would catch him, and that will conclude this game. The Jazz finally pick up a win, and we win by 7 points over the Sacramento Kings. I'm very happy with the way that our team played in this game, and it's hard to look back at this game without acknowledging the beast performance that Victor Oladipo showed off. He was leading our team in scoring in his debut game with the Jazz. On the Kings side of things, DeMarcus Cousins led the way with 27 points. Here is our overall team expenses and revenue, just in case you guys wanted to see how much money we have going into the next season. Anyways, assuming that we do not make the playoffs this season, there will only be 2 more episodes left in season 1 of this series. Then we'll go into the offseason and head into season 2. Anyways, I hope you guys had a fun time watching this video. Be sure to have a great day. God bless you guys.